So 4 days ago, I had my appendix taken out. 4 days ago. And it inspired me to rewrite my med talk completely. I rewrote it a couple days ago, so one more thank you to the team for letting me give a new med talk. That day and the day before, it was insane, right? Like waking up with stomach pains, my best friend telling me, you need to go to the ER, and me being like, no, I'm fine. Going to the ER and then having doctors tell me, like, you're gonna get your appendix taken out in a few hours, and I'm just like, this is so dramatic. Like, I have work to do today. I have to teach a class tomorrow. Like, I have graduation this weekend. I can't do the surgery today. And like, I'm in the ambulance and I'm just like rolling my eyes, talking to my mom, and I'm like, this is so ridiculous. And it doesn't hit me that I'm about to have surgery until I'm walking into the operating room, about to lay on the table, listening to the surgeon's music, and like just so much starts happening, and I completely lose control. I'm not in control anymore, and then I start to freak out. And my heart starts to flutter, and I start to get anxious. And what I do when I'm on this table, I start to recite our opening mandala. And it soothes me, and our mandala is a prayer that we say every time we meet to move our minds into a paradise so that we're ready to receive the teachings and ready to receive the wisdom. And we do it for the sake of all beings. And then I thought about all of you. And I thought about Hector and Sarah and Kwan and Santi. And I was immediately brought back into a state of ease. And I was relaxed. And then I dozed off under the anesthesia. And I was gone. But I woke up and I reflected on that, and I was like, wow, like, you really put your body and your mind in ease, and what were your like final moments of consciousness in that moment? And then I thought about, like, sometimes mistakes happen, right? Like, sometimes routine surgeries go wrong. And like, what if I had died? Thankfully, I didn't. But like, how great was it that I was able to put my mind on something so perfect in those last moments? And you know, I continue to think, right, like, death is certain. Time of death is unknown. When death starts, you cannot stop it from finishing. And so when I'm facing death for real, like the next time, what am I gonna do to put my mind back into that state, right? How can I make that transition a little smoother, a little easier? How can I make that transition like the way that my grandmother did, with her heart just like overflowing with love? You know, some people could play the devil's advocate and say it doesn't matter what you do in that moment, because when it comes, there's nothing you can do, so what's the point, right? So then I remembered the why. Like, why do we do this practice? Why do we meditate? Why do we do the things that we do? And it's for the sake of all beings. It's for other people. It's for all beings. And all beings, including like future beings, right? Like future beings that one day could inherit my mind stream, right? So I think about them, and you know, I tell myself, this practice that I'm doing, I get to infuse love and wisdom into every word, every action, every thought, especially my last thought, so that I can leave that perfect imprint for the next being, right? And then they get to inherit something beautiful. And you know, it's like, is that what personal responsibility is? To take responsibility for everyone around us in this life, but also the people that are gonna come ahead of us? Like, it has to be, right? Like, they've gotta be included also. And when you think about them and when you're doing these things for them, you get to just step into this state of service where it's just bigger than you. Like, we get to commit our lives and do things for other people. And we may not even be around to experience the goodness that they get to create from it. Like, that's service. And it's something that we've all started already, like all 80 of us. We've been doing this work already. But when you get into this like purely intentioned service, it just becomes easy. It's like a flow state, and you're not even trying to do it anymore. It just like happens. And the cool thing is, it's like, okay, I'm serving my future minds, I'm serving future beings and future generations, and I'm planting seeds to do that. But like, of course that's gonna show up in my current life. Like, of course I'm gonna be able to receive the benefits now. And like, that's why we have to keep practicing, all of us. We have to keep meditating, we have to keep doing yoga and retreat. We all have to do that, because the goodness that we have, like, we can literally like change the trajectory of the world. Like, and I'm serious, like, don't underestimate your power, the power of your practice, the power of the good deeds that you're gonna do. Like, we have that. 80 different infinite streams of wisdom and consciousness that we are holding in this room. And this insight, like, doesn't just like come out of nowhere, right? Like, it didn't just like fall into my head. It's not because of like lingering anesthesia or prescribed narcotics. It's because of the seeds that I planted in my meditation. It's because of this garden of wisdom that I have created and nurtured and revisit, and I pour my love into it, and I pull out the bad weeds, and you do it until you start to have these insights that just transcend the human condition. And that's what we've been learning how to do. That's what we've been doing in this training. And we have to keep doing it so that we can keep having these like life-changing, life-altering insights. And so, you know, I think about these people that I'm gonna help one day, this gift that they're gonna get. And it's like a gift that you're gonna like give your mom or your partner on Christmas, something that you know they'll love. Or like giving a friend a random bouquet of flowers. Or like the best gift, which is giving someone something that they don't even know that they need. They don't even know that they're gonna want it or like it. You just know, you know that they're gonna need it. And then they receive it and they're so grateful. They're so happy, they wear it out. They're like, can I have another one? And like, that gift is our mind. It's our precious mind. And we get to develop it over our life. And, you know, I'll die one day on someone's birthday. And they'll get to have my mind. So thank you guys so much.